Okay, I'm recording.
Product backlog has 22 user stories. So basically, they're just we were just going through the demo website and we are collecting all the all the things, all the features here. So we have a few epics. So the first epic definitely is the data visualization and the clear navigation. So we separated that to be, firstly, we need an informative dashboard homepage. So that is the first page on the web app. And so because we want to choose what views to see. And the next one is to have a friendly interface and clear visuals, because that is for some elder farmers, because we need that to be clear, so they don't get lost. And the next one is we need some important data highlighted and enlarged, because that was mentioned to be part of the user pain point for the web app. So we will enlarge that. And the next one is to view the weather prediction, because we suppose that is apart from the simple dashboard, because you need to view details to go into the weather prediction. So we thought this is to be separated out from that. And we need to allow them to see the details of each sensor, because as we play with the demo, we can see that each sensor we can, for each sensor here, if we view the details, we can see a lot of sensors installed there, and we can click on each of them to play with it. It's right here. Sorry, my computer is a bit slow. But yeah, they're all here. So, and we tried that. If we click on each of them, we can see the details. So that's what the user story is talking about. So yeah, and then we come to the next epic is we want to register the sensors into the form. So we actually separated this section to talk about the gateways, the forms and fields, and so we are talking about these two pages, the gateway and forms and fields pages. So the first one is definitely register the gateways, because we need the sensors to connect it to them, and we delete them. And for the forms, also register and delete. And the next one is register physical sensors with the selected fields. But this is something that we were a bit confused with, because if we go into this forms and fields, we can see that when we, create. If we choose a form and it says install sensors here, and it finds the gateway and it tries to tell us we need a physical sensor to connect to this. And then if we go next, it keeps loading. So this is part we are confused of, because we don't have a physical sensor. Did you recommend? Yeah. So we were afraid that we may not able to test that by ourselves. So do you have any recommendations for us to build this feature?
Yeah. I can, if you want a demo how this page looks, I can schedule one of my team member to show you how this step works.
Yeah, sure. We actually just need a little bit demo video is okay, because we just want to see how it works in that after we submit that. Because
I can.
Sure, thank you.
Yeah, please go ahead.
Yeah, because once we submit that, if this is submitted successfully, I was wondering if this physical sensor IDs will go straight into this part, because we can see there is a create new sensor here. So I was also wondering, what is the difference between if you enter sensor ID here and click a point on the map? What is the difference between? So don't you have to install the sensor first, then it comes to here? So I was just confused about why we have a create new sensor here. So it seems like we don't even need a physical sensor to add a sensor into our feed. So that was a bit confusing. So yeah, I was just confused about this point.
So we have two versions of sensors, version 1 and version 2.
Yeah.
So for the version 1 sensors, we have to do the previous method where you need to install sensors into a form or a field, and you need to have a physical sensor, press the button and register it to a gateway.
Yeah.
But for version 2 sensors, we do not need to do that process. We need to do this process.
So it's just you into the sensor ID, you just click that and select the position of it, and it will just and it will appear here, right?
Yes.
So if we don't need a gateway, so what will happen in this part? So is it empty or
Yeah, it would be empty because the version 2 sensors have gateway into them.
Mm.
So they act both as a sensor and a gateway.
Okay, so there's
So-
actually two versions of the sensor.
So, like,
Yes,
what are the
so-
differences between these two sensors?
The one is the first one doesn't need a gateway. Sorry, the first one need a gateway to
Gateway
physically
and-
install that. Yeah,
Yeah.
and the
Ah.
second one you just need to create a new sensor, put the ID and click on that map. So that is
Okay.
the sensor.
Yeah.
But that is quite interesting. If you don't need a physical sensor, like how do you get the data?
Like, how can a user distinguish between these two sensors? Right.
user. So right now we are giving out only version 1 sensors or version 2 sensors. User doesn't get both at the same time.
Oh,
Okay,
alright,
sure.
alright,
And
yes.
version 1 sensors are being slowly phased out.
Mm-hmm.
So it would be only version 2 sensors slowly.
Sure. Yeah.
Alright. So,
Yeah, I think
so-
we also have
Yeah.
some questions regarding the irrigation zone.
but that
feature.
is the next epic, is alright.
Okay, sure. Yeah.
So basically we have the register physical
I
sensors.
can send you the
Mhm.
sorry for the previous version of the sensors. I can send you a user manual that goes to the farmer,
Yeah, yes.
which has
please.
detailed layout of screen, how to install the sensors, and we'll have the
Oh.
screenshot of what the next screen will look like.
Yeah.
Yes, please, yes.
Cool.
Yeah.
Right. So that's basically the version 1 sensor, because we need to register physical sensors. And the next one is next epic is we want to manage the sensors remotely. So that is apart from the register part. So the first one is we want to download the data, because when we say manage, we want to download the report of the data because we want to see if the sensor is returning useful data for us, because we can conduct data analysis from the sensor. So that is part of the management, I guess. And the next one is we want to create new sensors into the field. So we'll add something into it. We will say let's create some version 2 new sensors into the field. And the next one is view and added existing sensors. So that comes to this part. So this is added. We want to put this to be a user story. And the next one is delete the sensors because sometimes they are no longer used. And the next one is we have customized alerts, which is also part of the user pain points before. So the customized alerts, we put that onto the managed sensors because sometimes when the battery went low, we also want a alert for that. So yeah, and the next epic is managing the irrigation zones remotely. So that is also comes to create new irrigation zone, view and edit and delete. But here comes another confusion for us, because when we say the irrigation zones, we can see we can only create a irrigation zone, and we can only view them here. And what we can view on the map is there just the polygons on the map. So there are just wondering like if there's any more features related to the irrigation zone, or we just need to view it.
Yeah, so our
Um,
understanding is that it's used to track information about these stones, but we're curious if it serves any additional purpose beyond that. So, or it's more like a note-taking feature.
Yeah, so with different irrigation zones, when you create irrigation zones in the field, you'll have some set points. Let's say for a field there are wilting point and a saturation point.
Mm-hmm.
So if you see down there, scroll down please, you see that wilting point and saturation point.
Mm-hmm.
These are set points by farmers, which means these are like alerts. If the moisture goes down below the saturation wilting point, it should alert, or it can never be above saturation point. So if the moisture is going above saturation point, it means the sensor is giving some error data, which should be captured in the alert. So for those zones which are with sensors which in those zones, if they are crossing these thresholding limits, it should give an alert. So that's why these irrigation zones are important.
Oh, all right.
So we should create alert based on this information provided by
Yeah.
the farmers. Okay, sure.
Yes.
Yeah. So, do you mean the sensors are all installed in the irrigation zones, or they can be outside the irrigation zones?
Yeah, they can be outside the irrigation zone as well.
But
But-
only those
but,
that your irrigation zone provides alerts.
For outside the irrigation zone, there will be general limits. There will be set limits, default
okay,
set limits,
default,
and
okay,
that
alright.
can be used by the sensor.
Okay.
Because some farmers do not set any irrigation zone. Some farmers like to see, okay, there are tomatoes here, there are cabbage here. But there would be some large farms where it is full of cabbages or it is full of tomatoes.
Okay.
Mhm.
Right, that's pretty clear, thank you. And the next part is just the user registration part, because we don't allow them to register, they can't even use that. So firstly, as an app developer, we need to take their names, password, and email address, or we can take their phone numbers, we can add on to that. And because we need them to register it, because we need that profile page. And the next one is we want to receive a welcome email. So this is something that we are wondering if we need that. Like if they are registered successfully, do we just send an email to them?
So
Because-
who registers? Would the farmers be registering themselves, or would how would the registration work?
Because before we see the demo page, we need the demo account to log in. So I suppose we still need them to register to give them account. Or do they do we automatically create them an account when they buy our sensors? Do they have to register by themselves?
Yeah, I think account would already be created.
Oh,
We
so
just
create.
send them,
Oh,
we just send them
okay.
an username and temporary password, which they can change.
Okay.
Okay, so they still
I-
need to change their password.
Yeah, I'll get back to you on this point. I need to discuss with Sean, the
Okay.
IT team
Yeah.
lead.
And we will take a note on this. Yeah, so they only have to change their password. Because I still see the profile page, are they able to edit their profile later?
Yeah, they can,
Also, okay, so we also
but
add a,
not the email address.
sorry?
They can change their name, but not the email address.
Oh, okay,
They can change the
Yeah.
name, but
So,
Yeah, because their email address would be registered, and it should not be editable. I think.
okay, sure.
And
They
we
can
also-
change the password, they can change the name, they can add whatever
Right.
information they want.
Okay.
Sure.
Yeah,
Yeah.
sure. Yeah, we'll change this part later. And we also have a logout option. So that's basically all the user stories we currently have. And based on the requirements we just discussed about, we have some modification on this. So Lucas, do you need another copy of this project backlog once we have reviewed that?
Yes.
Yes, sure.
Yes, please.
Yeah, we'll
Yeah,
send
if you can.
Yeah, we'll
Yeah,
send
if you
you
can
the
do a
PDF.
PDF and
Yeah, we'll.
Yeah.
Yeah, so also we have a prototype to share with you.
But
So
Lucas, do you have anything else you want to add to the product backlog?
No, I think it captures all the pages.
Okay.
As far as I can see, it captures all the pages, so it's good.
Yeah, then we can move on to the prototypes.
Yeah, we
So-
currently, yeah, you go on, Yingqing.
Yeah, we have actually developed a prototype for the login and register pages, but as you said, the register is can not be done by users because you gave them the password and like the temporary the information.
I'll get back to you on that. I'm 99% sure that we create login in AWS servers, so I'll get back to you on this. But yeah,
Okay,
99% we create login here.
Okay, sure, yeah.
Yeah, sure.
So we're actually still refining these pages, but like we are excited to share our progress with you. So once we are like fully complete, so we will sure to notify you, and
Yeah.
please have a look at them and just feel free to give any advice.
Yeah, just for the background, use some farming image, like
I'll use
images
some
of
farming
farms.
images.
Yeah,
Okay.
as we have on our web app.
Okay, sure.
Yeah, that would be good.
This part of this sign in pages. Yeah. Is there anything you want to discuss about the icons? Because we only took out the image icon from the original icon.
No, that should be
Okay.
just name of the organization, like headquarters or somewhere
Okay. Do you
at the
like
top.
at the top? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, so that's basically what I have. Injin, do you have anything to add on?
I think that's all.
All right. And Boy, do you have anything to add on with the development environment?
No, currently no. When we started to develop, if there are any question, then I will ask next meeting with yeah, Locus.
Okay.
Yeah. And did you get access to the source code, like the existing code base?
I guess
Yes, I think
I guess
John
Shep
have sent us the invitation, and yeah,
Okay.
he gave
Yeah,
us
because
Mm-hmm.
the front end and back end, the web application code. Yeah.
because Sean told me that it is programmed in React JavaScript,
Yeah.
and he told me that with React it can be used to change easily to mobile applications like iOS or Android platform.
Oh,
So
okay.
I'm not sure. Yeah, explore that. I'm
You
not
can
sure.
responsive to. Okay. Sure. We will review the code and like to discuss any problems or questions with you next time. I think that's all for today. Do you have any questions for us?
By the way, because Boy and Yunqing, they're only available on Wednesday and Thursday. So Lucas, would you like to set up a time for our meeting on these 2 days? Or do you think we can just discuss later, like before every meeting, we discuss about the time instead of set a fixed time?
Yeah. Wednesday and Thursday, I don't know. If you guys are available like after 6.
Yeah,
6 p.m.
6
Yeah, because
Yeah,
I finish
I
my
think
work.
We are
can do that.
available at the time. Yeah.
Yeah, I can
Yeah.
do that.
Yeah.
Or yeah, but yeah, anyway, it's all right.
Yeah, we
because
can
we're
schedule the
already-
next
we can
meeting
schedule the
later.
next meeting just before the next meeting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And yeah, how long is your sprint duration? Is it 2-week sprint or 1-week sprint?
Yeah, it's like 2 week spring for spring 1, and I'm not sure if it's like 2 to 3 weeks for the next sprint.
I'll check
So
the next
yeah,
sprint.
if you guys want, we can have meeting in the last week of the sprint. So like, what is your goal of the sprint and what is your achievement? Like, we'll have showcases for every sprint so that we can keep track.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah, sure. The next sprint ends on September 22nd, which is almost a month.
Oh,
Yeah, it's almost a month.
you have long sprints.
Yeah, it's really long.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I guess we get enough time to do the development.
Mhm.
I don't have any more questions.
Yeah. Yeah. Let me know what I need to provide from my end so that I can do that quickly and we can start with your development.
Yeah, sure. I believe that once we start developing, we've got a lot of things to discuss.
Yeah. Yeah. That's true. We will hit the ground running soon.
Yeah, good try. All right, so I guess we can end the meeting for now.
Yeah, thank you for your time, Loki.
Thank you,
Thank you
Lokesh.
for
No
meeting up.
worries.